What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Freddie Lawson's Road to the NFL. So far we have a 2-0 record in our second season with Florida State after moving from Iowa last season. Freddie Lawson has 3 touchdowns in 2 games, which he did come against Hawaii, but impressive nonetheless. Now we've got Kent State, who are 1-1 on the season. We're 2-0. Should be an easy win for Freddie Lawson and his Florida men. And it's thrown deep to Lawson. Lawson receives. Oh my god, but it's knocked out in the tackle. Impressive work from the DB there. Impressive work. And Florida just forced to punt away. Now, this episode will be slightly longer because we're just looking to leave in more of the uncut footage to try and leave less out, to give a bit more analysis on the games as they come as well. As recently we're finding that stuff gets cut, so we can't properly analyse a brilliant touchdown from a horrendous play where Freddie Lawson's just done really bad and needs to be spoken about rather than ignored. Now we come in 3rd and 8. Lawson is going to need a huge play. He's looking to go around the outside of his DB, cuts up the inside, takes the route that he was originally placed on, tries to get around the outside, but is swallowed up by 2 men there. That brilliant, got about 17 yards on that carry. Great play, great pickup. Getting the first, it was 16, but 2 drops already on the game is pretty mental, considering we were complaining about getting 1 and 2 every game last year, and we've already dropped it twice. However, with Florida, there's a lot more confidence, it seems, going through. Just because they are a far better side, he's getting far better throws from the quarterback as well. So throws last season that were underthrown that he would have dropped aren't being underthrown like that there, where it's just put right on the money in between 2 DBs. Both middle linebackers having absolutely no say in what happens there. Brilliant from Lawson, brilliant from the QB. It is just a complete golf in class from last season's quarterback, who is now either in the NFL or looking for a job. I don't have a clue. Lawson's gone deep. Oh, it's batted away. That could have been intercepted, but just batted away as Lawson gets pulled here after probably a poor play call, to be honest. But yeah, it also means that we can look into his stats as the game goes, rather than maybe having like 5 seconds after the end of the game to look into them stats. It's thrown deep to Lawson, should have been intercepted, but it is Kent State. Now on 2nd and 10 here in the second quarter. I mean, been played out wide, but not to Lawson. They're going to get in for it, they're not, but it's 1st and goal on the 1 and Lawson gets pulled. But it shows also just how quick time moves in these games. That's mainly the reason why it doesn't have to be cut up into tiny pieces. The first season being more boring, being more cuts, it just makes it a bit painful when he's being pulled every single time. Poor call from Lawson to try and get the ball out, and the quarterback throws it anyway and it's an interception. Really bad play from Florida there, giving Kent State great field position. But yeah, doesn't need to be cut up if he's not being pulled as much and being better now. He's got his speed up. He's not getting pulled as much. Granted, that was a very long pull, but it was an awful call and completely validated by genuinely how bad the call was. 14-10 now to Florida State. 2-0 against 1-1 Kent State. They're looking to keep a positive record this season. Lawson's free, and that's his second poor play call running down that sideline of the game. He got away with it against Hawaii, who aren't a lot worse than Kent State. But he's not getting away with it against Kent State as they go 17-14 up. It's going to need to be a big impact play from Lawson to try and get them back in the game, really. He gets out wide and he receives the ball and he's still going. Oh, but the DB a bit faster than the one that Lawson came up against last game. Not being able to torch his man as easily in that long run. Obviously off the start he was able to, and that's what got him that separation. Brilliant play, however, throw right on the money from the quarterback, and they couldn't do anything about it. Now we're going for a jet touch pass. Lawson trying to prove himself because he has had quite a tough game. He gets the first. Is he going to try and juke inside? He doesn't, but he gets it to the first and goal on the 5. Hopefully Florida State can punch it in from here and just sort of get back in the driving seat for this game. They did, but it's 28-7 here, and they're gonna need to drain the clock when Kent State have 3 timeouts left against them. But Lawson's called awfully again this game. An awful call from Lawson. I mean, he was running off confidence from last game, but when you got 30 seconds left on the clock, you can't be putting your team under that much pressure. And the stupid, unnecessary loss puts them 2-1 on the season. But Wake Forest now, who are 1-3. Lawson struggled a lot last game and played absolutely horrifically. So hopefully they can have a bounce back after taking their first loss. They are still ranked 14th in the nation, and it wasn't even Lawson making a bad call that time. It was just a poor call from the quarterback. Not a lot to complain about, but 7-0 to Wakefield early on. Wake Forest even early on isn't ideal. Lawson tries to go up the pitch. He's found room, but it's slightly underthrown. Now, it would have been a touchdown if it was caught, because he definitely had the pace on that safety. Still 7-0. Good field position. He's dragged a man out. Where will the safety go? It's thrown early. Lawson can't get there. But that dodgy play call early on and the dodgy reach from the quarterback put them in trouble. It's now 7-7. Thankfully, Florida State have got the ball back. Throwing the screen. And they get a first. Still in the first quarter. However, this episode has really been uncut because of how much time Freddie Lawson spent on the sidelines with them pull calls in the first game. Not every game this will be possible, otherwise there'd be like 30-minute, 20-minute long episodes, which may well be possible, which might be good, but right now it's not ideal. And we're going to use it now because of just how poor that last bit was. But the Florida State make it 14-7 with Lawson off the pitch. He gets brought back in here. He's going to need one hell of a big impact play to make up from last game, but he's just throwing the blocks. Obviously losing a bit of coach trust. But they're going to go back to the jet touch pass, which does get abused throughout the season, just because we never got the chance to at Iowa Hawkeyes. 2-minute timeout in the second quarter. Obviously, if you enjoyed the video so far, please do leave a like and subscribe. It goes a long way for a small channel like this. But Freddie Lawson being sent along, not getting the ball, but it is just after the 2-minute warning. But they are going to have to likely punt with how far out they are. But yeah, it does go a huge way on a small channel like this, and it is greatly appreciated. Now Lawson being sent long again. He's put it in a tough position. He got away from the DB, but I think it was a linebacker, middle linebacker coming in and just making sure he got to ground. Still late in the second quarter here. Wake Forest gave it up so easily there. Lawson getting good yards, getting back in the coach's good books. That's really what you want to see. Him being sent over the middle. He's not got a first, but he has got him 8 yards. He got it away from a quarterback sack, which any longer in the pocket and the quarterback would have been sacked likely. 35 yards for 3 receptions on the day. He's not dropped a ball yet. which, going off normal Lawson standards, is pretty massive. Being sent on a bit of a peculiar route, but he's just going to follow it as best he can, I guess. And it going to first and goal. Believe it's on about the 5, but Lawson being pulled now, which may well see him out for the rest of the half. Oh no, he's back in. 21 seconds left on this clock. Can he make an impact? Can he make up for last game, importantly? Cuts off the middle. He should make up for it. And that is the 4th Freddie Lawson touchdown on the season in as many games. He's going to celebrate that. Freddie Lawson, pat yourself on the back. 4 receptions, 40 yards, 1 touchdown. Yeah, you're out of the Heisman watch now. But that was a dream that shouldn't have really even been in the picture anyway. At least not this season. He's been given a lovely route if he can follow it well. He's cut out. But will it be made a touchdown? Won't. Gonna go for the jet touch pass. They're on about the 2. Exactly on the 2, actually. But he's just gonna get swallowed up by his man. And they're gonna have to go back to a proper passing play. Cuts up the inside. He should find a bit of wriggle room, but he draws his man out, makes a couple blocks, makes sure his quarterback gets in there for the rushing touchdown. That is huge. After last game, you need impact plays like that. Lawson tries to follow his route as best as possible, but then realising there's open field out here, and the quarterback's just tried to take off, and it's not worked in his favour. No yards lost though, which is important. 5 catches, 37 yards. You know, he lost a couple yards in that jet touch pass, but oh well. Quarterback looking to throw again here. Lawson thinking he can burn his man, but the quarterback thrown a bit early. It did look like he probably wasn't going to. He called for it, but thankfully he didn't receive it. As we just go back to the jet touch pass, I think we're sort of looking just to hold the game out now and secure ourselves the win. He gets it, and he's going to get the first, wriggles through, fights for them yards. Impressive from Lawson. We're coming up to the end of the game, we're coming up to the end of the video. They're just going to look to hold out. They are 28-14 up. It's a 2-possession game at least. It goes around the outside. He wants it long over the top, and a bit more loft than that, and he may well have received it. He had good coverage on him though. Impressive from Wake Forest. Realistically, they should be going down and just making them yards. Now, this is more Lawson range. It's sort of going to drain the clock out, which they can do on a jet touch pass, because it takes Lawson a while to get around the outside anyway. I don't know how that jukes worked out, but it did. And yeah, it does get abused. But as we're coming to the end of the episode, we're gonna do it again before that 2-minute warning. Flicked up to Lawson. He takes it on the outside. And if he could have just got that DB, held in that block for a little bit longer, it was a touchdown for Lawson on the day. But he's already got his one. He's already happy with his one. As the episode comes to an end, he could get another to make it 5-4. Comes around the outside, poor blocks, he gets the first, just to hold that game out with them 2 minutes now. But please do remember, if you have enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. Bye for now guys, have a good day.